walk on my favorite surfing beach. See what's going on. Yeah, suppose yesterday I told you why I dry fast. And now why I don't water fast. Pretty simple. You know, we're geared for dry fasting. You know, we just spent 4 million years in the Pleistocene. We're in the Holocene now, but the Pleistocene was a global drought because it was mostly glaciers. So all the water through the equator would be lifted aloft and precipitate on the poles. And it was basically a drought. So we're keyed to this. We can go without water. It's not a big deal. In fact, we've evolved a body that allows our cells to make water out of the free fatty acids that we take into the mitochondria. So having water isn't an issue. It is as far as medical science goes, but you know, those guys have pretty much ruined their brand, haven't they? It's just, I don't even want to go into it. That's just, don't care. So anyway, the reason I don't water fast is because it's just not hard to not do a dry fast. I mean, people say it's so hard to do a dry fast that they do a water fast because they have something going down. Well, what's going down is bad for you. You can see in this chart here, the longer you stay on a water fast, your muscle mass goes down. And in the second chart here, you can see as long as you stay on a water fast, your body protein mass goes down. That means not just your muscles, but your organs, your brain, all that stuff to try to keep you alive because you put yourself in a critical, life-threatening fast. That's what a water fast is. Sure, most people can survive it. Few people have had heart attacks because of them. I'm not thrilled about it. So I don't water fast because I don't want to chew up my muscles just to stay alive and say I did a fast. We're keyed to do dry fasts. We do it every night. Every night you don't eat, you don't drink. That's a dry fast. If you keep it going, you can keep on some phases of autophagy that can get rid of all sorts of problems like aberrant proteins from you know what. And other toxins as well, forever chemicals. It takes days in a dry fast to really chew those things down because they have to have so many metabolic enzyme steps to reduce them in size to feed into the proteasomes. It takes some time. And most people eat right after they get up, and they just got into that phase of autophagy about 6 a.m. in the morning while they're still asleep. And as soon as you eat, you stop autophagy. So you waited 6 or 8 hours to get to that point to actually do some good. And you wake up and do what you're said to do. Get up and go to work. You don't have to eat or drink when you get up. You can wait till noon and keep that phase going and do a lot of good for yourself. People call that intermittent fasting. I call it improved autophagy period. So that's one way to do it. Oh, look at my little buddies. Little birdie buddies over here. God, I love the birds. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what the deal is. You know, we do a lot of things that we don't really appreciate and certainly don't understand. I see that all over the place. You know, you need to be more grateful. We live on a time right now at the end of a 12,000 year cycle that seems to be occurring every 12,000 years. Big changes 12,000 years ago. Upper Dryas, Younger Dryas, all that stuff. So, you got to remember, for 12,000 years, we lived in huts and bushes and weird stuff, and over the past couple of hundred years, we've sort of got some kind of a technology built up. But before 1820 or 30, before the railroads, we were on horses and carriages and buggies and stagecoaches with horse crap all over the place. And some cow pies here and there. Buffalo pies, actually. And it came, you know, wireless or wire communication, radio, all that kind of stuff. But it's only been 150 years or so, 200 years, where that stuff started. And we're at 12,000 years into it, right at the end. It's the asymptote. I will talk about this in detail at my talk in Colorado at the Observer Ranch in May. observerranch.com. Go check it out. And when I tell people I'm so grateful to be on this planet, I take those things into consideration. What I actually have on this planet, or in this country, a fairly safe country, a fairly safe planet if you know how to avoid the pitfalls of the industries that are trying to milk it for money. But again, I don't water fast because I don't want to tear myself up. I don't listen to medical advice because I don't believe they know what they're doing. I mean, I'm a doctor, a Hippocratic regenerative medicine doctor. I don't do surgeries, I don't prescribe drugs, I don't do any of that stuff. And of course, I'm ostracized. I don't care. That's like my dad said, you'll be a better doctor that way, because he gave me the oath. And if you don't go into the pharmaceutical end of medicine, and he was right. And instead, here I am, writing 2 books, Phoenix Protocol, Neogenesis, and now my third one, Philosophy of Time Travel, that incorporates those 2 with all kinds of new stuff that I just learned and everybody's just learning about. A couple of things about the actual metabolic periods that human beings have to deal with, like at menopause, or the degenerative diseases of aging. I pretty much know what that is all about now. So I've incorporated that. I'm doing this test of myself because I wouldn't suggest anybody do what I do unless I do it. You know, I'm not I don't even need to name the names. You all know the guys out there at NIH and stuff. So today it's just a wonderful day on planet Earth. I love this. I love the fact that I know what that thing's going to do in a while up there, and that's cool. And planning accordingly, if I'm right, and I think I might be. I may have figured out a way to stop what we call aging, and maybe even get it back to a time where my physical body looked a lot nicer too. I don't know. It's in that book. I suggest you read it and give me some comments. I need to know if I'm crazy or not, because I think I am. Anyway, I'm not normal. Igor gave me Mr. Abbey Normal's brain, I think. But I'm happy, and it's a beautiful day, and I've learned enough things to know what not to do. I'm still learning what to do, because really we never really end finding out what to do. There's a lot to learn, you know. I wish you all could be at that conference. I'm going to let some stuff loose that hasn't been let loose before, and it should be fun. So yeah, I'm just walking around enjoying the day, thinking about the things about fasting that I like so much, and talking to you guys and letting you know what I'm up to, what I'm thinking. You're on the right track. Listen to yourself. Learn for yourself. Read the books for information, not instructory guides. This is how you teach yourself what works for you. So yeah, get the books. They work. First one you should get is probably Phoenix Protocol, because that's the one that's really the tent post in this circus, the center post. So if you get that one done, everything else seems to be easier. Once you get over this fear of not drinking for 3 days, and which is silly because your cells make water every day, perfect structural water. You get rid of, that idea. You get rid of the whole idea that you have to drink water while you fast. No, please don't do that. I just told you why it is I don't. Because this, I like to build this up, not eat it up. Anyway, so that's it for the day. Looks like the sun's going to take a pause. I think I will too. There is no surf at all. So, it's just a good day to go walk. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, read the videos and comments of the video users below, because they tell you how this stuff works and if it works, and it does, and their successes using dry fasting, the Phoenix Protocol. And have a great day. I hope your day is as good as mine. Take care.